Manchester United striker Joshua Zirkzee is no longer content with his role at Old Trafford, and according to reports from Italy, a return to Serie A could soon become a very real possibility. Just over a year after his much-anticipated arrival from Bologna, the Dutchman finds himself at a crossroads, torn between his ambition to establish himself in one of Europe's biggest clubs and his need for regular football ahead of the 2026 World Cup. When Zirkzee joined Manchester United in the summer of 2024 for around £36 million, expectations were high. The move was seen as a statement by United, proof that they were betting on youth, flair, and technical quality rather than short-term fixes. Coming off an excellent season in Serie A, where his composure, vision, and silky footwork made him one of the most talked-about young forwards in Europe, Zirkzee was tipped to become a crucial part of Ruben Amorim's rebuild at Old Trafford. His debut could hardly have gone better. On a warm August afternoon at Craven Cottage, Zirkzee announced himself to English football by scoring the winning goal against Fulham, instantly earning the approval of the travelling United fans. There was a sense that the Red Devils had finally found a centre-forward who combined elegance with efficiency, capable of leading the line in Amorim's structured attacking system. But what started as a dream quickly became a roller coaster. Over the months that followed, Zirkzee struggled for consistency and confidence. His technical quality was undeniable, his first touch, close control, and ability to link play often drew admiration, yet his productivity in front of goal remained underwhelming. By the end of the season, he had registered only 4 Premier League goals, a modest return for a player signed to lead United's front line. The frustration among fans began to grow, and Zirkzee became a polarizing figure, admired for his class, criticized for his lack of end product. The lowest point came in the final match of the calendar year against Newcastle United. After being substituted in the first half following a disappointing display, Zirkzee was ironically cheered off by sections of his own supporters, a moment that seemed to crystallize his uneasy relationship with the Old Trafford faithful. It was a bitter reminder of how quickly sentiment can shift in Manchester, a city where expectations are relentless and patience is often short-lived. Despite the ups and downs, Zirkzee managed to regain some favor in the second half of the season with improved performances. His link-up play with Bruno Fernandes and Alejandro Garnacho occasionally brought United's attack to life, and his vision in tight spaces reminded everyone of his immense potential. Yet when the new season began, his situation took another downturn. An untimely injury during preseason ruled him out for several weeks, allowing Benjamin Sesko to cement himself as Amorim's preferred striker. By the time Zirkzee returned to full fitness, he found himself firmly behind Sesko and even Matheus Cunha, who was sometimes deployed as a false 9 in the pecking order. So far this campaign, Zirkzee has made only 4 appearances in the Premier League, all coming off the bench, for a combined total of just 82 minutes on the pitch. For a player of his talent and ambition, such limited opportunities are simply not enough. Reports from Carrington suggest that the 24-year-old is growing increasingly frustrated, feeling that his contributions are undervalued and his path to the starting lineup blocked. Amorim, for his part, reportedly still appreciates Zirkzee's qualities and wants to keep him as part of the squad. The Portuguese manager values the Dutchman's versatility, he can play both as a striker and as an attacking midfielder, and his ability to adapt to different tactical systems. But United's current structure revolves around physical intensity and vertical play, a style that doesn't always suit Zirkzee's more patient, creative rhythm. The mismatch has left both parties at an impasse. Now, as January approaches, several clubs are sensing an opportunity, and among them, one stands out. According to La Gazzetta dello Sport, Roma manager Gian Piero Gasperini is determined to bring Zirkzee back to Italy. Gasperini, known for his high-energy, attacking football, reportedly tried to sign the Dutch forward during his time at Atlanta and remains an admirer of his technical ability and tactical intelligence. He now sees Zirkzee as the ideal player to bolster Roma's attack midway through the campaign. Roma's sporting department shares that view. The club is looking to strengthen 2 specific areas in January, a central striker and a left-sided attacking midfielder, and Zirkzee conveniently fits both profiles. His experience in Serie A, familiarity with Italian football, and ability to combine physical presence with creativity make him an appealing option. However, given United's reluctance to sell mid-season, a loan move with an option to buy seems the most realistic scenario. From Zirkzee's perspective, a temporary switch could be exactly what he needs. With the 2026 World Cup approaching, he knows that consistent game time will be crucial if he wants to secure a place in the Netherlands national team. The competition for attacking spots under Ronald Koeman is fierce, with players like Cody Gakpo, Daniel Malin, and Brian Brobby all vying for similar roles. Sitting on the bench at Old Trafford could seriously harm his chances. Still, the situation is complicated. Manchester United's management, led by Omar Barada and Jason Wilcox, are aware that loaning Zirkzee could weaken the squad's depth during a crucial stretch of the season. Yet keeping a discontented player can also be risky, especially in a dressing room already under pressure due to inconsistent results. The club's leadership must now weigh short-term needs against long-term planning, a balance United have struggled to find in recent years. For Roma, Zirkzee represents both a tactical asset and a symbolic signing. The Giallorossi have struggled for creativity in finishing an attack this season, and Gasperini is desperate for a player capable of linking midfield and attack. Zirkzee's composure and vision would add a new dimension to Roma's build-up play, especially alongside Paulo Dybala and Lorenzo Pellegrini. His familiarity with Serie A could also help him adapt quickly, something that might not be guaranteed if he stays in England. Interestingly, Zirkzee is not the only Manchester United player drawing interest from Italy. La Gazzetta dello Sport also reports that Kobbie Mainoo is being monitored by Napoli, who see him as a potential reinforcement for their midfield. While United are unlikely to let Mainoo go, these reports underline a growing trend. Serie A clubs are once again targeting Premier League talents struggling for minutes, offering them the chance to reboot their careers in a more tactical and less physically demanding environment. For now, Zirkzee's focus remains on regaining Avram's trust and making the most of whatever playing time he gets. Those close to him describe a player who is frustrated but still professional, determined to prove his worth rather than give up. Joshua still believes he can succeed at Manchester United, one source told La Gazzetta. But he also knows that at this stage of his career, sitting on the bench is not an option. The next few months could be decisive. If Zirkzee continues to struggle for minutes, the January transfer window could open the door to a fresh start, perhaps in Rome, where Gasperini's attacking football might finally unlock his full potential. For Manchester United, it would be another chapter in their ongoing struggle to balance a large, talented squad with the need to keep every player engaged. Ultimately, the story of Joshua Zirkzee at Manchester United is one of promise and frustration. A gifted forward caught between two footballing worlds, the technical artistry of Serie A and the unforgiving pace of the Premier League. Whether his journey at Old Trafford continues or finds new life back in Italy remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, the next transfer window could define not only Zirkzee's future, but also how Manchester United handle one of their most complex squad situations yet. Leave your opinion in the comments. Do you think Joshua Zirkzee should really leave Manchester United? Do you think the striker would be missed in Ruben Amorim's squad? Thanks for watching, and see you next time.